Tseun Wan is a fascinating district in the Western New Territories of Hong Kong, where layers of history, industry, and urban evolution converge. Originally a fishing village, Tseun Wan transformed into a textile powerhouse in the mid-20th century thanks to Shanghai industrialists who fled to Hong Kong. It became Hong Kong's first new town in the 1960s with planned infrastructure and housing estates like Fook Loi Estate. Tseun Wan is a masterclass of urban choreography where malls, elevated walkways, and civic logic intertwine to create a uniquely walkable ecosystem. In this vlog, I will be visiting the top attractions in Tseun Wan and exploring the transformation of this town from a fishing village into a modern metropolis. Tseun Wan's history is a layered narrative of transformation, from ancient settlements to being an industrial powerhouse to being a postmodern urban node. Archaeological evidence suggests human settlement in Tseun Wan dates back to as early as 2,000 years ago. It was once called Tseun Wan, meaning shallow bay, due to ships running aground at low tide. Later, it earned the nickname Chak Wan, or Pirate Bay, reflecting its reputation during the Ming and Qing dynasties. Legends tell of villagers building fortified walls in Xingmen Valley to resist of invading Yuan armies during the Southern Song dynasty. The Wawaway village, completed in 1669, is the oldest Hakka settlement in the area, founded by 5 clans. Its Jeong family ancestral hall is now a Grade 3 historic building. Pineapple farming once thrived there, making Tseun Wan a key agricultural zone before urbanization. In the early 20th century, Tseun Wan's proximity to Kowloon and access to the water made it ideal for incense, fruit preservation, and farming. By the 1950s, it became the epicenter of Hong Kong's textile industry, attracting Shanghai industrialists and spawning hillside shanty towns for workers. Castle Peak Road, built in 1917, and later the MTR station opened in 1982, catalyzed into a dense urban center. In 1961, Tseun Wan was designated Hong Kong's first new town, expanding to include Kwai Chung and Tsing Yi. Public housing estates like Fook Loi Estate housed relocated populations from informal settlements. By the 1970s, it had over 400,000 residents, and by the late 70s, it was home to 550,000 with plans for even more. Tseun Wan blends old tenement buildings, luxury flats, and repurposed industrial spaces like the mills. The towering Nina Tower and extensive elevated walkway systems reflect its shift towards a service economy and pedestrian-friendly design. Tseun Wan's town footbridge network is one of the longest elevated walkway systems in Hong Kong. The elevated walkways are a marvel of urban choreography, an intricate web of pedestrian bridges that earn the district nicknames like Sky City and Streetless City. The network is the longest continuous pedestrian bridge system in Hong Kong, which stretches from Panda Hotel in the east to Discovery Park in the west and reaches Indie Home in the south. Bridges are built and managed by a mix of government agencies and private developers, resulting in varied architectural styles and signages. The elevated walkway system in Tseun Wan links over 20 shopping malls, residential towers, civic venues, and MTR stations, allowing residents and travelers to traverse the district without touching ground level. The footbridge network connects MTR stations to major malls like Tseun Wan Plaza, CityWalk and Discovery Park, residential blocks, civic venues, and public transport nodes. The public paths shield pedestrians from traffic and weather, enhancing walkability and urban flow. The Tseun Wan MTR station anchors the northern section, while Tseun Wan West station anchors the southern. Attractions along the elevated walkways include the Mills, Tseun Wan Plaza, CityWalk 1 and 2, and D Park. The elevated walkways offer views of street life, shield pedestrians from traffic and weather, and create a civic spine that supports retail, transit, and social interaction. These walkways aren't just functional, they're symbolic of Hong Kong's layered urbanism, offering elevated views of street life while stitching together disparate zones into a cohesive pedestrian experience. Tseun Wan is located in the southwest of Hong Kong's New Territories. There are many historic sites worth visiting, including Tung Uk Museum, the 200-year-old walled Hakka village. Then there's also the Mills, the former textile manufacturing factory turned into a modern hub of culture and entertainment. There's just so much to do in this hidden gem in the New Territories. grade deteriorating and hulking low to the ground. The former Nanfeng Textile factory buildings in Tseun Wan look out of place among the modern high-rises that surround them, relics of a bygone era. They hark back to Tseun Wan's former status as a textile manufacturing district. The Mills is a stunning example of adaptive reuse, where industrial memory is not erased but reimagined. It's Tseun Wan's textile soul reborn as a cultural, retail, and innovative hub. The first textile manufacturers arrived in Hong Kong in the 1940s from Shanghai, seeking a less turbulent place for their factories following wartime and post-war social and political upheavals in the mainland. By the mid-50s, business was booming. Founded in 1954 by Nanfeng Textiles, the Mills was part of Hong Kong's booming cotton spinning industry. By the 1970s, Textiles employed over 230,000 people, with Tseun Wan as a key production center. The factories, mill number 4, 5, and 6, were built between 1960 and 1970, forming a dense industrial cluster. Hong Kong's rich history of enterprise has its roots in the booming manufacturing era of the 50s. It was during that time that Nanfeng Textiles was founded and grew to become a cornerstone of the territory's dominant textile industry. In the years since, Nanfeng Group has transformed itself into one of the largest privately held organizations in Hong Kong, well regarded in the areas of property development, investment services, and social values. Rising land and labor costs pushed textile production back to mainland China. Nanfeng ceased operations in 2008, and thus the buildings became warehouses. Yet the structures remained hulking, gray, and rich with untold stories. Announced in 2014 by Nanfeng Group on its 60th anniversary, the Mills project would transform and revitalize the company's former textile factories into a destination for innovation, culture, and learning. The project was inspired by the desire to reinvent the way we think about the development in Hong Kong and to honor the history of the Nanfeng Group while building the future. Spearheaded by Vanessa Cheung, granddaughter of founder Dr. Chen Denhua, project aimed to preserve heritage while fostering creativity. The goal was to create a space for textile where technology meets fashion and community engagement. The Mills now houses the Center of Heritage Arts and Textile, a nonprofit museum and exhibition space, and Fabrica, which is a startup incubator focused on sustainable fashion and wearable tech. Street art by Vehils, including portraits of anonymous mill workers, adds emotional texture to the walls. Popular pieces include the Green Wall, Unsung Hero, Mural, and the Weaving Wall. The Mills is not just a mall, it's a narrative anchor in Tseun Wan's urban evolution. It bridges past and future, labor and leisure, memory and innovation. It's a prime example of how adaptive reuse can shape civic identity and experimental flow. In addition to being the origin of Nanfung textiles, the district has unique history and culture of its own. Home to a large number of families and young professionals, Tseun Wan enjoys a fast-growing and vibrant community. Located on the second floor of the Mills is Chat, or the Center of Heritage Arts and Textile, a non-profit museum dedicated to preserving and reinterpreting Hong Kong's textile heritage. It opened in March of 2019 and occupies part of the former Nanfung cotton spinning mills. Chat's logo is inspired by warps and weefits, symbolizing the interweaving of disciplines, voices, and histories. It's a factory of tomorrow, blending contemporary art, design, and community engagement with historical narratives. The museum explores tangible and intangible heritage from spinning machines to oral histories of the mill workers. Chat hosts seasonal exhibitions, often featuring cross-cultural collaborations, textile installations, and social commentary. It also offers workshops, guided tours, and research grants, inviting global scholars to explore textile history and innovation. The Mills is a curated playground of heritage, creativity, and taste, where every shop and cafe feels like a chapter in Tseun Wan's reinnovation story. The Mills shop floor is a showcase of local boutiques, sustainable design, and artisanal craftsmanship. The Mills shop floor is a showcase of local boutique brands, sustainable designs, and artisanal craftsmanship. Some standouts include Kapop, Book B, Green Ladies, and Touch Ceramics. Whether you're craving comfort food or floral-infused brunch, there is no shortage of dining options here. Highlights include Hondo, Floor, Cocoa Coffee Roasters, Europa Tea Foundry, Cha Duk Chang, Labels Cafe and Bar, and Between Haru. Fabrica, the textile incubator, continues to support startups in fashion tech and agri-food innovation. Many events focus on sustainable living, recycled materials, and integrating technology with art. The Mills today is a vibrant cultural landmark in Tseun Wan where textile heritage meets textile innovation, immersive art, and community engagement. The Mills is a landmark revitalization project by the Nanfong Group, a celebration of shared industrial legacy with Hong Kong and a step towards a future of applied creativity and innovation. The Mills is built on a foundation of legacy and heritage. Visitors can explore the continuity of an authentic Hong Kong story where themes of textile and industry are woven into experiences of innovation, culture, and learning. As a symbol of Hong Kong's golden era of textile manufacturing and a heritage preservation project with significant historical value, the Mills is a place you would want to visit on a guided cultural tour. Register now and receive a $20 e-coupon on their website. After visiting the Mills, we will walk over to D Park. Discovery Park, or D Park in Tseun Wan, is Hong Kong's pioneering parenting-oriented shopping mall, blending retail, play, and education into a vibrant family destination. Originally part of the Discovery Park residential development, D Park was rebranded and renovated to focus on multiple intelligence learning for children. It spans 300,000 square feet with over 70% of shops integrated with kids elements, making it a unique hybrid of mall and learning playground. Themed areas based on Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences like Body Smart, Nature Smart, and Word Smart, each with mascots and interactive installations. There are indoor playgrounds from ice rinks to jungle gyms. Deep Park offers immersive play experience year-round. You can find a variety of family dining options as restaurants offer child-friendly menus and themed dining spaces. There are nearly 30 international children's brands plus lifestyle and fashion stores for adults. Deep Park is not just about shopping, it's designed to stimulate cognitive, emotional, and social development through play and interaction. There are events and workshops often centered around STEAM learning, storytelling, and creative expression. Deep Park in Tseun Wan is a culinary playground for families, foodies, and anyone craving variety with a side of whimsy. Whether you're after comfort food, global flavors, or kid-friendly bites, Deep Park delivers across 3 floors. The mall isn't just about eating, it's about experimental dining where food meets play, design, and family engagement. After exploring Deep Park, take the elevated walkways and head over to CityWalk. CityWalk is Tseun Wan's sleek, eco-conscious shopping and lifestyle complex that blends retail, leisure, and urban design into one of the district's most walkable hubs. Opened in 2007, CityWalk was split into CityWalk 1 and CityWalk 2, located along Yong-ok Road beneath Vision City and opposite the Nina Tower. It is jointly developed by Sino Land and the Urban Renewal Authority, making it one of Hong Kong's first green malls. There is a vertical garden inside of CityWalk, which is a lush living wall that improves the air quality and adds to the visual texture of the mall. The CityWalk Piazza is a landscaped water feature and open-air gathering space, while the hybrid chiller system reduces the energy use and recycles wastewater, part of its sustainability ethos. These are all the eco-friendly features of CityWalk. Anchored by brands like Uniqlo, Marks & Spencer's, and Emperor Cinemas, includes Namco Arcade, Sanlian Bookstore, and a mix of fashion, lifestyle, and dining options. There are frequent pop-ups and seasonal events here, including collaborations with Alipay Hong Kong and MasterCard for shopping rewards. CityWalk seamlessly connects to Tseun Wan and Tseun Wan West MTR stations via the elevated walkways. It is part of the broader Tseun Wan footbridge network, making it a key node in the district's pedestrian logic. Developed by the Sun Hong Kai Properties and opened in 1992, the Tseun Wan Plaza sits on reclaimed land from the old ferry pier. It's located near the Tseun Wan West MTR station, Nina Tower, and CityWalk, making it a key node in the district's elevated walkway network. The mall spans 7 floors with over 170 shops, including fashion, lifestyle, and specialty stores. There is a 23,000 square foot outdoor playground that makes it a magnet for families. The Broadway Circuit Cinema offers real D3D screening in a deluxe 4-house setup. Seasonal events like Funergy, Aqua, and Land Power-Up games, plus dining rewards programs keep the mall lively year-round. There are some recent additions to its dining scene, including Hanoi Vietnamese cuisine, Kiwami Daeki Japanese cuisine, Lifestastic, and Sukaya, known for their Japanese rice bowls. Tseun Wan Plaza blends scale with accessibility, making it a civic anchor in the district's pedestrian logic. After visiting Tseun Wan Plaza, take the elevated walkway system and head over towards the Tseun Wan MTR station. Next to exit C will be the Luk Yeong Galleria. Luk Yeong Galleria is a classic example of 1980s Hong Kong mall architecture, compact, transit integrated, and community oriented. Opened in 1983, Luk Yeong Galleria is part of the Luk Yeong Tseun Wan residential complex developed by a consortium including MTR Corporation, Hong Kong Land, and Jardine Matheson Holdings. It's built directly above the Tseun Wan MTR station, making it one of the most accessible malls in the district. With 178,000 square feet of retail space across 3 floors, it houses 85 shops ranging from fashion and cosmetics to travel agencies and health food. The mall features a mix of mid-range brands, local boutiques, and casual eateries. Notable dining spots include Shoshiro and Maxim's Palace. You'll also find bakeries, coffee shops, and simple eateries that cater to commuters and residents alike. Luk Yeong Galleria is seamlessly linked to the Tseun Wan footbridge network, connecting it to nearby malls like CityWalk, Tseun Wan Plaza, and D Park. It serves as a transit retail node, blending residential density with pedestrian flow and retail convenience. CityWalk is an exceptional shopping experience in the Tseun Wan district and has made shopping and entertainment a dynamic experience for guests. Check out promotions that you could take advantage of at CityWalk. Tung Uk Museum is a beautifully preserved time capsule of Hakka village life tucked right into the urban fabric of Tseun Wan. Built in 1786 by the Chan clan, Tung Uk was a Hakka walled village designed for both communal living and defense. The name means 3-beam dwelling, referencing the symmetrical layout consisting of the entrance hall, assembly hall, and ancestral hall aligned along a central axis. The village was vacated in 1980 to make way for Tseun Wan New Town and the MTR station, but was declared a monument in 1981 and restored as a museum in 1987. After moving from Guangdong in the mid-18th century, the Chan clan settled in Tseun Wan, where they reclaimed land along the coast to cultivate. Tung Uk was founded by Chan Yam Shing, the leader of the clan, who constructed 3 rows of village houses, which were later expanded by his descendants, who built annexes on both sides and at the back of the houses. The ancestral altar was placed in the main hall, which lay on the central axis and faced the main entrance. 4 Chinese characters signifying Chan family ancestral hall are engraved on the granite lintel above the doorframe. Tung Uk Museum covers 2,000 square meters. Its symmetrical layout resembles a chessboard, an entrance hall, a middle hall, and an ancestral hall in the central axis, with 4 individual dwellings in the center. The premises are completely walled in by rows of houses on each side and at the back. The museum preserves 12 original houses, plus the central halls and shrine. Exhibits include agricultural tools, traditional furnishings, and ceremonial items that reflect 18th and 19th century Hakka life. The orientation room documents the restoration process, which won the Pacific Heritage Award in 1990. Tung Uk is an example of a typical Hakka wall village house with an ancestral hall and dwellings along the central axis and road houses on both sides and at the back. This village house setting reflects Hakka traditions and typical architectural style found in Hong Kong. As a treasured monument, Tung Uk demonstrates the wisdom and building techniques of the pioneer settlers, as well as aspects of traditional rural culture with traces of intangible cultural heritage being clear. In this connection, the exhibition is presented in 4 dwellings near the central axis of the village, displaying the history and architectural features of Tung Uk, as well as the real-life etiquette and food culture of traditional rural villages in Hong Kong. Visitors are not only able to learn about the cultural connotations of Tung Uk through the demonstrations of ICHS items of traditional villages, but can also experience elements of village life and culture of the old days from different perspectives. The museum showcases agricultural tools, daily life artifacts, and ancestral traditions of Hakka villagers. The layout includes an ancestral hall, assembly hall, and entrance hall, as well as the preserved dwellings offering a spatial narrative of traditional Hakka domestic life. The Hong Kong Intangible Cultural Heritage Center, housed within the museum, curates exhibitions like Lost and Sound, that reinterprets Hakka and local traditions through multimedia and artistic formats. Since 2016, the Tung Uk Museum has also housed the Hong Kong Intangible Cultural Heritage Center, which offers exhibitions, workshops, and guided tours. The revamp in 2020 introduced multimedia installations and the Lost and Sound series, creatively reinterpreting local traditions and crafts. Many traditional festivals and folk customs are still passed down from generations to generations in many Hong Kong villages, primarily with a view to strengthening community cohesion and praying for prosperity. Klansmen have experienced the various rituals performed at different stages of their life cycles for a new social identity aspects, the lantern lighting ceremony and wedding ceremony as life etiquette elements are on display at the exhibit, helping to shed light on the unique local folk customs. Tung Uk is more than just a museum. It's a civic anchor bridging Hong Kong's rural past with its urban present. It's conveniently located near the Tseun Wan MTR and elevated walkways, making it a gateway to heritage, easily accessible yet deeply rooted. It's a living archive of Hakka resilience, migration, and adaptation. There, as the Chinese saying goes, food is people's paramount concern, and in Hong Kong, different ethnic groups have created their own type of cultural cuisine for daily life along with associated rituals. Due to the distinctive historical backgrounds and living environments. As food culture represents a kind of wisdom which is rich in traditional cultural life, the food exhibition introduces village food making techniques, offering a glimpse of rural life and then the connections which exist between traditional food and the local community. Tung Uk Museum is a restored walled rural village, providing an unparalleled and authentic insight into the lifestyle of New Territories villagers long before the region became urbanized. It includes the Intangible Cultural Heritage Center, which enhances cultural awareness. Tung Uk Museum is one of the oldest walled villages in Hong Kong. Although it has a history of more than 200 years, it is still well preserved. The excellent repair work has won the museum the Pacific Heritage Award of the Asia Pacific Travel Association in 1990. Hotellook.com is a service that helps you find and compare prices on hotels around the world, providing a leading reservation system. Hotellook.com puts together information on more than 250,000 hotels in 205 countries, working with data from more than 10 online booking systems such as Booking.com, Agoda.com, Hotels.com, Expedia, and others. Use Hotellook to help find a hotel at the best price in Tseun Wan. Tseun Wan is a district of renovation and resilience where elevated walkways mirror vertical ambition and heritage sites anchor civic memory. Tseun Wan Plaza, CityWalk, D-Park, and Lokyong Galleria form a retail constellation connected by one of Hong Kong's longest elevated walkway networks. These malls offer everything from luxury brands to family-friendly playgrounds, sustainable design, and immersive dining. The Mills is a former textile factory reborn as a cultural and innovation hub, with street murals, art exhibits, and textile startups. Chat, a nonprofit museum dedicated to preserving and reinterpreting Hong Kong's textile heritage. Tung Uk is a restored 18th century Hakka walled village that now houses the Intangible Cultural Heritage Center. Here you can learn how Hakka villagers lived before the New Territories became urbanized. Tseun Wan is one of Hong Kong's most compelling urban districts, a place where textile heritage, elevated walkways, and spiritual architecture converge in a layered, narrative-rich experience. Whether you're a history buff, urban explorer, or family traveler, Tseun Wan has a unique blend of past and present that few neighborhoods can match. In my next vlog, I'll be visiting Sham Shui Po and Mong Kok.